It wasn't supposed to be like this. It wasn't supposed to go this way. This video will have 3 parts. First, I'll show you the path to the secret or hidden lore location. Then I'll read the lore entry itself, and then I'll offer a few reflections on this experience. You're looking at one of my favorite places in the Dreaming City, the Queen's Court. You access this area by completing the Gateway Between Worlds bounty in the final week of the Dreaming City's curse. Once you complete this, present the offering, and instead of loot or lore, you gain access to the Queen's Court. Here, you obtain your all-important third seed of light, and the Queen explains that the Dreaming City will continue to cycle through the curse stages. Fideicide II. It wasn't supposed to be like this, Alice Lee whispers as, far below the ship's spire, the funeral barges on the Lake of Leaves burst up into magnesium white fire. The voices of the paladins rise on the summer wind, first choral, then the single keening strains of grief paeans sung by lovers and close friends. They are singing their lost comrades into death. One of the 891 fell today, shot down by a matter laser, a coherent boson weapon. There was almost nothing left to burn. Matter lasers are the kind of appalling Maltech weapon Alice thought she'd locked up in the ship's spire's vaults. She'd armed a few of her paladins with them, just a few. Women she couldn't bear to lose. The thought that one of them might have defected to the Disserum breaks her heart. It wasn't supposed to go this way, Alice repeats. She has not had a confidant in nigh on 50 years. There's no one to whom she can show any doubt. I promise you, it wasn't. I know, Mara says. The Utex found her and plucked her from her mountaintop with one of their ship spire's VTOL aircraft, which Alice had until the war only ever used as an ambulance. The mission was to carry on the human journey in a new world. Alice paces the wooden deck that clings to the ship's spire airlock nearly a kilometer above the lake, to build a better society on the principles of equality, knowledge, and peace. I have the charter, Mara. It remembers what I cannot. We were never meant to give up our bodies or shrines like stars or... She groans in frustration and clutches the railing. Or whatever it is that the Disserum thinks I denied them. She thinks you denied them even the capability to imagine godhood. Alice looks sharply back at the other woman. Did you start this, Mara? Nothing has one beginning, Mara says. Did she come to you on your mountaintop and ask you what I did? Did you answer her? Is that why she's so convinced She swallows against the bitter taste of her enemy's words. Enslaved her in mere humanity? I didn't have to tell her. Mara's white hair stirs in the hot wind, A herd of black horses crosses the northern horizon, all born of ship spire's wombs, chased by a long-legged huntress and her collie. You don't keep enough secrets, Your Majesty. The Disserum might have opened any one of your texts and read the story you tell. We were born when a great ship fell into a pearl of shattered space. I awoke first, and in my awakening I collapsed the potential of the void into a form I understand. Who can read that truth and not hear arrogance? Alice thought Mara might say that. Alice thought also that Mara might try to push her off the balcony, but she now knows that that was a petty fear. Mara is not the Disserum. Mara knows that the unthinkable value of even a single awoken life. Why do you love lies so much? She asks Mara. Not lies. The pale radiance of Mara's eyes, the flush of violent stain around them. Secrets. Even if everyone shared a single truth, all our minds would produce different versions of the truth. We speak these subtruths, and like flowers of different seed, the subtruths compete for the light of our attention. In time, only the fiercest and most provocative strains remain. They are not always the truest. Better to keep secrets, Your Majesty. Better to tend a great mystery and so starve the flowers before they can grow. That is how I would be queen. Below, the lake of leaves shimmer in the crater carved by ship spire's mushroom prow. One by one, the funeral boats are going out. I want to end this war, Alice Lee tells the second awoken. I want to negotiate peace. I need your mother's help. What would you ask in exchange? Mara smiles graciously and bows her head. Nothing but a future boon. I love this area for several reasons. First, when this stage of the curse opens up, the entire Dreaming City is hazy, with the curse at the peak of its intensity. As you go through the portal to the Queen's Court, though, you see a crystal clear skyline. The curse is broken, and there is the Queen, who gives you a seed of light. Two things that you thought were non-existent, or you have been chasing the entire time you've been in the Dreaming City. The visual atmosphere of this area is brilliant, especially as it represents such a contrast to the hazy skyline that you've been experiencing all week in the Dreaming City or in the Ascendant Realm. Second, I found this lore location in particular on my own, not on Reddit or on the forums. This is no great feat, as it's a rather simple find, but nonetheless, the reason I found it was because I did not want to leave the area. I simply began walking around the edges of the platforms, wishing there was more to this space, and that's when I spotted the ledges on the cliff. Following them, I found the hidden item that, lo and behold, had a lengthy lore entry on the Seed of Light that we had just received. I'm terrible also at jumping puzzles, so to be able to find a bit of hidden lore at the end of a light jumping sequence, along with a stunning skybox that synced with an in-game developed narrative, just delightful. These types of carefully crafted spaces that open up onto a web of literary and visual interconnections are some of the siren songs that keep drawing me back into Destiny's universe.